Hello, it's Amy. Are you ready for a 30-minute walk and learn? This one is going to be all about posture. The way we're going to do it is going to be we're going to walk. First, we're going to warm up. Then we're going to walk for 2 minutes, and I'll talk about posture and teach you what I'm learning about posture. Then we're going to stop for a minute. Now, you can keep walking or you can stop and focus, and we're going to do some posture strengthening, stretching moves, okay? 30 minutes, all you got will cool down at the end. You don't need anything. If you're outside walking, earbud in, phone in your pocket, I don't want you watching me. Even as I'm doing the posture strengthening, stretching moves, I will describe them. You won't be able to watch. Or if I'm pointing over here because I used to have an elliptical here. If you're on elliptical, treadmill, or whatever, just again, be safe. Safety always. All right, are you ready to get started? Let's go. I'm going to set my timer right now. We're going to be warming up and I'm going to go to my computer. Okay, there we go. So it's a nice pretty picture here. Okay, so you can't watch me. Let's start with a nice warm up. Here you go. Now you're going to be going heel to toe. This is the time of the walk where we get in touch with our body, listening to it, stopping if anything feels wrong, your socks or your shoes or anything just feels off. Get started now. I'll try to remember if you're walking out and back at 15 minutes to say turn around. Let's see. Let's walk heel to toe, taking some deep breaths in. Good. Now bring your shoulders up to your ears and then down. And bring them up and then down. I'm going to bring my mic a little bit closer. Up and then down. Good. Now roll them around a little bit. Now stop right here if you can and just circle an ankle around. For some reason, I got a sense that somebody's ankle is tight. So circle that around. And then the other ankle. And then make sure that you're also keeping your abs slightly engaged throughout this entire walk. Now try that. Pull them in and see how it feels. See how just pulling in your tummy just a little bit helps you stand a little bit taller. We got about 30 seconds of a warm-up. Pause if you need a little bit longer than that. And then we'll start our 2 minutes. Now this 2-minute interval, I want you to walk at a really good pace to get that heart rate going, okay? The 2-minute intervals will be the higher intensity intervals, and then we'll follow it up with bringing our heart rate down and focusing on our posture muscles. Are you ready? Let's get walking. 2 minutes. Heel, toe, shoulders back and down, abs pulled in, chin slightly tucked. Look down if you need to, but then try to get that chin back up as you're walking. So you don't want to trip, but you don't want to keep that chin down. Okay, keep going. And I'm going to just start sharing some tips and some things I've been learning about how we can improve our posture. One of the biggest ones that we can do is just being mindful of it. I think, I've got this 28 days to better posture. It's now August as I'm filming this of 2023, and it's posture month. And just being mindful and thinking about your posture more will help. I've got all of these strengthening workouts. Keep going, pumping those arms that can help you strengthen the posture muscles and stretch out the posture muscles and rejuvenate the posture muscles. But unless you fix your daily habits, you will not fix it. I cannot be there all the time for you. So you've got to start getting in touch with it. Now, during this month of August, I'm sending you daily reminders through the app notifications and through our community. So and I'm hearing all the time, you're Mary and Marilyn, you just sent me notes. Mary was sitting at church and she just noticed she was slouching, so she sat up taller. That's what I mean by just being mindful. Pay attention to your posture throughout the day, especially when you're sitting, standing, walking, and developing that awareness of your body alignment. Looking at yourself in the mirror would be a good one. Having someone take pictures of you would be a good one. And find ways you can make adjustments. Let's go 15 seconds. Push it. Let's push hard these last 15 seconds, because then we're going to do some posture, mobility, and strengthening moves. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you can stand still or you can keep walking if you want. All I want you to do is bring your shoulders up to your ears and then down, and up to your ears and then down. This is part of my breast cancer. After I had my mastectomy, this is the same move. Just bringing your shoulders up to your ears and letting them come down for keeping my mobility and helping to reduce lymphedema, keeping those muscles and all of that stuff healthy and moving, because if it doesn't move very much. Now I want you to stand up tall. Now squeeze your shoulder blades together and hold and then release. And squeeze your shoulder blades together and hold and release. Keep going for 15 more seconds, squeezing and releasing. That squeeze, you are working those posture muscles. Good, and release. You're also getting a nice stretch through your chest. All right, here we go. We're going to start walking fast, heel, toe, pushing off, using your glutes, abs slightly engaged, shoulders back and down as you were doing just a minute for that whole minute. The next tip that I'm learning and sharing is all about sitting, all right? So we sit a lot. We are a nation of sitters, and I've noticed a poor habit that I have is that I cross my legs. You want to keep sitting, when you're sitting, feet flat on the floor, even maybe playing with a footrest, so that your knees might be at a nice level to help level out your hips. Right now I'm sitting in a chair that I've adjusted, so my knees are at 90 degrees, so the tops of my knees are right in line with my hips. If they're up too high, you might be putting some pinching on the front of your legs. Keep walking. We're down to a minute of fast here. Or if they're too low, you might be stretching out those hip flexors or causing some problems in your lower back. Also want to make sure you've got a chair with some good low back support. I bought a cushion for my chair that's both to cushion my tush and also for lumbar support, to have that natural curve of your spine. So, and sitting, and then also making sure your monitor, if you're working, is at eye level, that you're not looking down at it or you're not looking up. You can I have a really nice fancy monitor stand, or just grab a shoebox or something around the house, some cardboard or an empty box or whatever you have, to make sure that that monitor is directly at eye level, so that when you're looking at it, your chin isn't down or it isn't up. 5 more minutes of walking fast, and then we're going to do a posture move for 1 minute. You can keep walking if you want. Otherwise, I want you to bring your arms straight up and straight down. I'm doing it with you as I'm sitting here. Make sure that when you get to the top, you give yourself a little squeeze back and a little stretch. Again, this was another one of my breast cancer mobility exercises. Keeping the blood flow is so important to keep the shoulders from locking up, not just for your posture, but for your overall shoulder health. Everything I do here in this workout, this 30-minute walk and learn, is to keep the upper body mobile, flexible, so it stands taller naturally. Good. Keep going up and down, taking the time at the up and getting a nice little stretch. 10 more seconds, actually just 8. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water. Do the same if you need to. It's going fast. Let's do a fast walk now. Heel toe, keeping that nice good posture. The next tip is about standing. When we stand, sometimes I've noticed this too. If you've been standing for a while and you pop one hip out, or you stand one more weight on one leg than the other, noticing and being mindful of your posture when you're standing, making sure that your feet, the weight is evenly distributed on both feet, and keeping your shoulders back and relaxed, and your chin parallel to the floor, and avoiding slouching or leaning over to one side. The other thing I forgot to mention too is with regards to sitting and standing. Now you can stand a little bit more. A lot of people now they have desks that they stand. So ergonomically, you can get some furniture to help you stand more. So if you are doing that, making sure you're not popping one hip out and slouching. Even though you're not sitting, you're standing. You could be affecting your posture in that sense. So making sure that everything, whether it be seated or standing, is set up ergonomically, adjusting your chair height, adjusting your monitor, adjusting the distance between you and your monitor, or you and your viewing device if you're having to work on a laptop, or anything else. Just making sure and being aware of the ergonomics of all of that. Okay, that's all. Just being and mindful. Marilyn was talking about just being mindful when she was standing and doing her dishes. So not just when you're working, but when you're doing daily things around the house, like standing and doing dishes. She noticed she was slouching over. Mary was noticed she was sitting in church, just noticing. And even in the car, that's another big area where I notice that I am slouching. All right, the fast walk is over. What we're going to do now is elbow in. So I want you to put your hands behind your head, clasping your fingers together, elbows out and up. Now bring your elbows in so they touch, and then you're going to open out and stretch, bringing your elbows in to touch and open out. This is the posture strengthening move. Taking it nice and slow and squeezing back definitely helps get a stretch in the chest, which helps open up those posture muscles so you're not being pulled forward. And when you open up the elbows out to the side, you're strengthening those upper back and neck muscles in that area, the traps, all those muscles there. Keep going, just 15 more seconds. You can do a slight walk as long as you don't trip on anything when you're doing this. Good, take some breaths here, let that heart rate come down. Okie dokie, here we go. Fast walk, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, pushing off, using your glutes, abs slightly engaged, shoulders, and it probably maybe feel that they can go back even easier because your chest might be open, chin slightly tucked, not looking down, head right on top of your spine. Boy, people are going to just go, who is that woman walking? She's got such great posture. Imagine that. That's a great visualization, that people are like looking at your posture and admiring you for it. Okay, now we're going to talking about abs slightly engaged. Another really big tip for making sure you've got good posture is strengthening your core muscles. A strong core helps with your spine and helps improve your posture. When I'm thinking about the core, I'm thinking about all the muscles from your armpits all the way down to your kneecaps, not just your tummy muscles, the big rectus abdominis that runs from the top of your ribs all the way down, or the obliques that are in the side of your body. And then there's this transverse abdominis that runs across the middle. Okay, keeping that nice and strong as well as what we're working on. We're working on the upper back muscles as we're doing these posture 1-minute routines, but also strengthening all of the muscles that run along the spine. I do this in all of my Pilates core workouts, and it doesn't take much. You can get a good core workout done in about 10 minutes. You can do, if you've got osteoporosis, you have to watch about crunching or forward flexion, but you can do planks. A plank is an amazing, because you think about plank, you're working your shoulders, you're working your upper back, you're working all the back muscles, you're working your glutes, you're working your legs, you're working your tummy muscles, but also working, doing, that was it for the fast walk. Strengthening the core is important, okay? Making sure you're doing that once or twice a week. Let's do the next posture. I want you to bring your arms straight up so they're right at shoulder, right in front of you. Bring them straight up. Now I want you to bend your elbows and bring your elbows back behind you as you squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then reach forward. And then keep doing that, keeping the arms up at shoulder height. Unless this bothers you, you can bring them down if that feels bad. Don't ever do anything to pain here, but you're going to just be working on squeezing the upper back muscles. That's what we're doing. Working those muscles, but you're also getting a stretch in the chest. Nice and slow and control. Good. Keep going. Just 5 more seconds of this posture interval. And then we're going to get back to walking fast. Grab a drink if you need to. Okay, what's next? Walk fast, heel toe, heel toe. Keep that nice, good posture. Another really good thing to do is as what we're doing, not just strengthening the core muscles, but also working to strengthen your arms and your back and your glutes and your legs, everything, your calves, your feet, just paying attention to just strength training in general. It helps with balance. It helps you keep strong posture, and it helps you, as if you're a woman over 50, you know I'm probably preaching to the choir, strength training is the secret to longevity. But also making sure for posture that you're stretching regularly. If you think about the chest muscles when we have poor posture, do that real quick. Just bring your shoulders around like you're slouched. That tightens up and makes your chest muscles tighter. What we want to do is help make them open up. It's like, think of a rubber band. If it's just tight, it's going to stay that way for longer. So we've got to learn to make it naturally open up. So taking some stretch breaks often to improve your flexibility overall, relieve that muscle tension, stretching out your neck. If you've been sitting or looking down at your phone all day, keep taking time to stretch the neck muscles. We'll do that at the end here. So anyway, yeah, stretching on your chest, your shoulders, your neck, and even your hip flexors. So the hip flexors, keep walking fast. We've got 30 more seconds. The hip flexors run from your spine down to your leg. It's the muscle that's responsible for bringing your knee up. If those are super tight, what can happen is it can make your booty go back. And then you're kind of arching your back in the opposite direction. You're just like, if you're sticking your butt out, you've got that rounded back. It's called anterior pelvic tilt. Okay, here we go. Let's work on the posture muscles. So we've got to make sure that we're, if we sit a lot, stretching those hip flexor muscles and strengthening them too. So our low back isn't being asked to do what it shouldn't do, and that can throw your posture off as well. All right, next move are wave goodbyes. So bring your arms, bend your elbows down at your side, and then just bring them up to shoulder height. And then you're keeping your elbows bent. You're just going to bring your hands up and then down. Think of the little kitty in the china shops. I call these wave goodbyes. Keeping the elbows up to shoulder height, and all you're doing is rotating your hands down and then up. When you're in the up position, you're squeezing those shoulder blades back. This is really good for shoulder mobility as well, making sure you're not doing anything if this hurts. I'm feeling a little impingement on my right shoulder for some reason. Notice that. I'm going to notice that. All right, we're going down to a posture walk. Abs pulled in, shoulders back and down. Let's pump this one up. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we're at 17 minutes. I forgot to tell you to turn around. We got 12 minutes left, 12 minutes some change. So turn around if I missed that. Sorry about that. Let's keep walking. The next tip is taking regular breaks. I've been doing this amazing, I got a new productivity journal, and it's teaching me about how to be more productive by focusing more. And it has me list my major tasks and doing each of those tasks for only 30 minutes, setting an alarm for 30 minutes, and then getting up and moving around for 5 minutes, and then getting back to it. And it's been pretty cool in that I've been trying to predict how long each of these tasks are going to take, or how many 30-second focus times it's going to take. And I'm looking at actually how many it does take, and I'm learning that one more minute of walking fast, when I'm learning that I'm estimating that it takes less time than it actually does. So I'm looking at ways of simplifying what I'm doing, but it's a great learning. I'm kind of a geek when it comes to productivity and planning and organization, but I love it. But the other thing that's helping is when you take regular breaks more often, you're getting that blood flow. I learned as statistics, doesn't have to do with posture, but when we're sitting, the glucose sort of pools in our leg. The glucose is the energy stuff, and it stays right there, and unfortunately if we don't use that up, it turns into fat. Now it's a lot more technical than that, but I like to think of that, not letting that glucose pull in my legs so the fat doesn't stay in my legs. It's a great motivator. Get up every 30 minutes and walk around. Even standing too, excuse me, standing for long periods of times can be tough because you're going to be, trying your posture. You're going to be tired, and your posture is going to go if you get tired. All right, next posture move are the goalposts. Bring your arms all the way up overhead. Now bring your elbows down to your sides and bring them back and squeeze. Bring them all the way up and then down and squeeze. I love doing these as wall Pilates. In my wall Pilates workouts, I can really tell that my arms come away from the wall, but up and down. You can do this as you're walking, or if you want to just take a little break. Good. Keep going. Squeezing down and back. Oh, this is so great for your posture. This is one of my favorite posture moves. Probably have seen it a ton of times. Yep, back to that getting moving more. When motion and lotion, rest is rust. And so we're going to start walking real quick, and I'm going to start talking again. Get going fast as you can. We are coming down the wire. Fast as you can, heel toe, heel toe. I'm going to take a drink while you get going, pumping those arms, get that blood flowing again. Good water, good water. Yes, so when you're sitting, you get real stiff, and stiff muscles could throw, and stiff joints and stiff ligaments and all that stuff can throw off your posture as well. The other thing that I want you to do for good posture is, and I hadn't thought about this before, is practice good lifting techniques, okay? When you're lifting your heavy objects or your grandkids or that grocery out of your car, making sure that you're bending at your knees, keeping your back straight, using the strength of your core and your legs to lift, and please avoid twisting while lifting. Avoiding, and this is more for back pain than posture, avoid any twisting movement, which is a stretch movement, and a strength movement at the same time. That is highly likely to cause your muscles to go into spasm or lock up. Things like lifting and twisting at the same time. Try to think about lifting straight on, sweeping, raking, shoveling snow where you're twisting. Oh my gosh, every time, if I'm not careful, if I'm sweeping and focusing on holding in my core, I've pulled my back several times doing that. All right, 20 more seconds of fast walking. We're going to come down the wire. Let's push it. Let's really get the most out of this one. Heel toe, heel toe. Go as fast as you can. 10 more seconds. Go, push. Little light jog if you can. Build some bone density while we're here. Only if that doesn't hurt your joints. Okay, go back to the squeeze and holds. 1, 2. We just have 2 more postures. Posture strengthening. I just want you to squeeze and hold. Squeeze the shoulders back and hold. Bring the shoulders up to your ears and down. Up to your ears and down. Now I want you to look side to side. We'll start stretching the neck just a little bit. Just look side to side. You probably have to stop walking to do this. Good. Keep going. Oops, I paused. I'm sorry. It's going to be a little bit longer. Somehow I hit the pause button. Keep going. Okay, let's get walking. I think this is one more walk session, one more posture, and then we'll cool down. Ready? And let's go fast. Good. We got 2 more walk posture, 2 more walk fast. So we've got 2 more really to get that heart rate up. Go 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Other thing that you really need to do now that you're out walking is making sure. I did a whole blog post on footwear. Footwear can be directly linked to your posture. Your feet are connected to your knees, that are connected to your hips, that's connected to your back, that's connected to your shoulders, connected to your neck. If you've got the wrong footwear, you could be causing neck pain and poor posture. Let me explain. So a lot of us walk, we're supposed to be walking flat on our feet, heel to toe, rolling through where it's even pressure between the inside of the foot and the outside of the foot. A lot of us pronate, so we put more pressure on the inside of the foot, and when that happens, it can make your knees cave in a little bit, not going directly in alignment right over your feet, which cause your hips to be out of alignment, which can cause neck pain. All right, so you've got to make sure that you're looking at shoes that have adequate support and cushioning, as well as they're helping you align so you're walking evenly. High heels, oh, I'm so grateful. I'm a tall woman. I never really wore high heels. I see so many women that are shorter that wear high heels, or they have to wear it for their work, and their feet are so messed up, and their knees are messed up, and their hip and their posture's poor. So if you want to wear some cute shoes every once in a while, have a stash of some really comfy shoes that you can change into immediately, and try not to walk in high heels. All right, or unsupportive little flip-flops. I'm learning with my feet. We got only 8 seconds of walking fast. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Nice. This is our last posture walk, our posture focus. Let's focus on the neck again. I didn't do much on that. Bring your chin down and then up, just moving and stretching out the neck muscles. Good. I'm sorry. Are you bringing your chin down? Take a breath. Now side to side again. Ear to shoulder. Stretching out your neck muscles. Now look side to side. Oh, great for a posture reset. Bringing the shoulders down away from your ears as you're doing this really does help. Now just do some shoulder circles. Last one. Good. Hope you're learning some things about keeping that nice posture. Let's do one more. I'll talk about one more thing as we go our last 2 minutes, and then we'll cool down. All right, the last thing you can do, and I'm actually writing a blog right now on that, is you can get some devices that will help. Start walking, pumping your arms. This is the last one. Make this one good. Walk as fast as you can. Do a little light jog if you can. Heel, toe, watching the joints. Uh-oh, I'm getting a hot flash. Just thinking about, I'm pumping my arms sitting into my chair here. Just thinking about it cause those darn hot flashes. How many of you are getting those? Oh boy. Not fun, but it is what it is. And I'm grateful. I'm trying to be grateful for everything that is happening to me over 50 and with this breast cancer. Anyway, okay, so little devices. If you're having problems not fixing your daily habits, which is the biggest thing to tackle, you can get these cool devices. I have one. It sits on my lapel, and every time I round forward, it vibrates. It's got some sort of gyroscope in there that knows when I'm leaning forward, so it vibrates to get my shoulders back. I've bought those posture trainers. It looks like a bra without cups. Keep going. Got 45 seconds of walking fast. There are back braces. There are all the ergonomic things that happen with that I talked about earlier with your chair. Lumbar support, sleep support. Oh my gosh, I just did a blog on sleep and your posture, and getting pillows to make sure you're trying to sleep on your back if you can. And if you have to sleep on your side, get some braces to put pillows between your knees or on your shoulder or through your arms. Try not to sleep on your tummy. From what I've been learning, that's a really poor habit, not just for posture, but for back pain. All right, you did it. We're at the cool down phase. Just 2 minutes of cooling down, walking nice and slow. I'll make sure I put the link. I might not have it yet, but go take a look at all the posture devices that I found when I did a search. There's so many out there. It can be a big market. All the wearable devices for your posture is pretty cool. I ended up buying it. I think it was called LumoLift. I bought it and it started vibrating at me, and I started, just like my Fitbit, when my Fitbit tells me to get up, I started ignoring it. We're pretty good at doing that, aren't we? All right, let's take a deep breath in. If you can, let's take some time to stretch our calf. Stop and hold on to a tree or somewhere. Bring one foot back and stretch the back calf. Good, making sure we're taking care of those feet. Super important. Everything is connected in our bodies. Now bring that back foot in and bring the front leg forward and lean forward and stretch the back of your leg or your hamstring. Another good thing is to have your spouse, your partner, or friend at work catch it if you got poor posture. I do that with my husband. Get those shoulders back. I do that with my niece. It drives her crazy. Good. Now bring that front foot back. Stretch out that back calf. Good job. Did great. Hope you learned something. Hope you got a good workout in. Stretching that back calf. Now let's stretch the front leg. Bring that front leg forward. Stretch the front of the leg. Remember, all of this improving your posture takes time. You were slouching for a long time before that poor posture happened. So you really have to incorporate tips into your daily routine and being mindful. Take a deep breath of that alignment and taking some time to see how your body's aligned, and then being mindful to keep it in that alignment all the time. Sitting, standing, sleeping, doing chores all the time. Good posture. Let me know how this was for you. Otherwise, I'll see you, or you'll see me, maybe you'll hear me in the next walking video. Have a great day. Bye.